Hello degenerates, and welcome to another analysis video. Today we are going to be going over Young Link. My name is Dawangthang, and I am very excited to talk about this character. As you've kind of seen, he's the latest bandwagon hype character that has been going around. And, I bet you a lot of people might be wondering, is this character really as good as everybody's been saying? If you haven't watched footage, and if you haven't confirmed with literally anybody you've talked to that's ever played this character, yes, he is really fucking good. Like, holy shit. The turnaround this character has had since Melee is honestly, like, extremely insane with how good he is. So, if you haven't played Young Link in Melee, just a little refresher, he's an extremely quick character, but has a very, very hard time killing. Mobility's great. Recovery's actually pretty good. You also have the bomb jump to extend it as well as you can air dodge grapple hook as well, which can lead to some good mix-ups for him to help get back to stage. It's just the biggest thing that he didn't have was kill power and range. Range was pretty bad, but with his mobility, wasn't the hardest thing in the world. He was great at comboing fast followers. Really good with floating matchups too. Just because he had a pretty reliable way to get a kill on them. And it's like, he'd kill them with the dare setups, or he'd either eventually kill them with strong nair, which was kind of always like your decent off-stage option as well. And, he didn't have too much lag. The only thing was like down air. Down air, a pretty good amount of lag, even without canceling. It was half it, but that was kind of the main thing with him. Was just killing was a problem. Not all of his moves work. Up smash, you'd fall out really easily. Fair was pretty garbage. Back air was pretty good on him. That was like the only good multi hit he had. Rapid jab was terrible. You'd fall out of it, and it just really easy to punish him because that thing has no range. Link's at least had range, so it's like you had to commit pretty early to jump, and most likely regular Link would be able to get out of shield. Up B was useless. You would just fall out of it. You could just punish him for free. Like Young Link, he was decent, but he was like really, really flawed in a lot of ways. In Melee, whenever you see Axe Break come out, as cool as Young Link is, you can kind of see that it's still kind of a struggle with them. So what they did in Ultimate was that they took Melee Young Link, they made all the multi-hits connect, they sped him up like a lot more. He gains a lot more height on his up B now with an incredible amount of drift too, like way more than levels in Melee. Like he doesn't go up double the height of Melee, but like it almost feels like that at times. And they made him kill a lot better. Up smash still has like no end lag after it, so low percents, I think you can actually combo out of it. I might be wrong about that. They might be able to air dodge or throw out an attack before you do in fact hit them, but you at least have a disjoint. So against a lot of characters, you might be able to just flat out win that no matter what they do. His lingering hitboxes still linger for a while. Down air has almost no lag. Up air has almost no lag. Nair has basically zero lag. Back air is zero lag. His projectiles are still insanely strong, like his boomerang, if you're right up close to them. In Melee, if you did the strong toss and you're right next to him, it would do 18. Here it does 20%, and that might have been just only in free-for-all, or that was in 1v1s. I can't remember. If it was 18 in free-for-all and 20 in 1v1, that would make sense, but if it was like 20 in free-for-all, and I can't imagine how much damage it's going to do in 1v1, I'll be insane. But of course, that's only if you're right next to him and you do the strong toss. In general, it's not going to be doing that much. But one of the biggest improvements that he got were to his arrows. So it's basically like a short hop Falco laser. There's like a very, very let me see if I can find that video real quick for you guys. Let's get over to the Twitch bot. Okay, so Young Link Ultimate, and because I know he's fighting fighting a Pokemon trainer when that happens, but he might do it here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he does some arrow spamming. But as you can see, Rapid Jab now fully connects. Boomerang's really good. There you go. See, so there's a couple of important things to keep in mind about that arrow. So first of all, look at not this. That's Boomerang. So yeah, look how much range that has. Look how quick it was. And look at the angle. So in Melee, it would just drop straight down. It was good for kind of covering your landing, but here it's just got way more utility. It still goes low, so you're still able to use it to approach and short hop. But the other thing too is that it pops them straight up. Whenever you hit them with the uncharged one, straight up, same exact spot. So many easy combos to get off of that. And that is a huge improvement over what it was in Melee too. Because in Melee, you just didn't have much range with it. So as you can see, down air doesn't have the best range to it, but It's still extremely strong. Like, you should be able to kill pretty consistently. I think on most characters around like 120 if you get the bomb set up into it. Not a little bit later than that, but not much more. Fair at least will kill a little. Will kill now. Not super early or anything like that. I guess nothing as ridiculous as regular Link's forward areas, but both it's also Link too, so it is a great amount of damage. And, you know, he's still able to do all those Link setups that he has with all those projectiles too. But the biggest thing that you'll notice with this character is when you pick up and play him, you'll just notice how easy it is to just combo with him. Comboing with this character is like the most natural thing in the entire world, and anybody that plays him will tell you like it just feels incredible to play him. Okay, so let's see. So he's all the way down here, and I think this is when he starts to up B. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so he starts to up B down there. And then let's see how high he goes. So he went from like below the stage all the way to up here, and then he's able to drift a lot more. Before, he didn't have too much drift afterwards. Like if this was melee, I don't think he'd be able to grab that ledge, but I think in this game, nah, he's a little bit too low. But as you can see, move pretty far afterwards. So that's like one huge buff to his recovery. Back air is also a great comboing tool. You can do nair to grab, that's a confirm with the weak hit. Back air to basically anything you want. Up B's not a kill move with him, just as damage, but now they won't fall out of it, which is very good. You also bounce like crazy off a down air. Like you can get like 3 down air bounces in a row. That's not too uncommon. F smash combos into itself fairly well, so you don't have to worry about that missing. Nair, if you do strong nair, it's still a pretty good kill move. So that's something to keep in mind that you're gonna if you're having a hard time killing, strong nair is probably gonna be something that you want to go for. Up throw, not a combo throw. Seems like you can get some things off a down throw from what I tested into it. But yeah, your main combo tools is going to be your arrows, your boomerangs, bombs, and then nair. Like one thing that I did though, I was in Pokemon Stadium that was really cool was I did boomerang, soft nair. They landed on the platform on Stadium, and then I just covered all the tech option with down air, and then that killed. Like it's extremely sweet and satisfying and pretty easy to set up with this character. Like it doesn't require too much brain power. You just need to have a basic understanding of where your opponent can go, what type of options you can cover, and then just how to control the pace of the match from that very moment. As you can see, up smash is almost 0 lag. Like let's see how much lag he actually has after that final swing. Yeah, so I think that's the final one. And I think this is a 30 frame per second video. So, okay, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, and then he's going to shield. 15, 16, 17, 18. Wait, is he? Yeah. So it's like, oh, is this a 60 frame per second? 50 frame? Okay, that's very strange. Do I have a 60 frame per second video? No, I don't. Okay. So, wow, that was actually... So, it's more like 8... It's like 10 frames of lag afterwards. So, okay, let's see when he gets his shield up. And let's count back. So... 4, 5, 6... So, he was able to get his shield up, like... 9... 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So now he's able to shield right in time. So, alright, and that's when the shield starts. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So like after the last hit, it's like 20 or 19 frames is all you have to punish after like the last hitbox is done. And that's kind of crazy. Like as you can see, like it's just there's like so little end lag after that. Like I can imagine unless you're right next to him or you parry it, you're really not going to be able to punish that smash attack on block. And also the fact that the lag is so low afterwards, he should be able to get a combo off of it at low percents. Like I think you could do up smash to up air or up smash to up B. That would be probably the final hit. I don't know if it'd send your opponent far enough for you to get him punished, but you have a lot of drift, so I definitely think it'll probably be possible. But yeah, so this character is just one of those that can kind of do everything. They're fast, they're mobile, they can weave really well, they can camp extremely well, and they get a lot off their projectiles. Like that's how they get their kill confirms. That's how they're going to build damage, and like he builds damage quick. It's not like he's going to be doing cheek percents with like every couple of things that he gets with you. Like as I said, like boomerang has potential to do 18-20% on you off of one hit. Bombs I think do 10% still. Arrows I'm not exactly sure how much they did. The arrows were early on. Let's see. How much do you do arrows? 8.8%, and that was uncharged. Uncharged arrows do 8%. So if I do arrow, let's see what if he lands an arrow real quick. Arrow's a pretty easy move to land. Okay, back air. Wait, so each hit of back air did from 8%. That was like 14% almost, or 12%. Like 12%. So each hit does like 6%. That's good. So you can see like this character's just going to rack up damage just super quickly. Like that is not going to be an issue for him at all. Down throw. Yeah, as you can see, that he can definitely got something out of that, but he did decide to go for a double jump. That was the main reason why he didn't get a confirm off of that. Okay, so what damage was she at before? So 51.5%. Oh, look at that nair landing. So it did like weaken air does like 6%. So you do that to grab. You can probably get like 20+% off of each nair that you land realistically. Like that's not too far fetched from what he could do. And then if he's able to throw you off stage or just keep you juggled in longer, 20% is probably worst case scenario for him off of each nair that he lands. So yeah, no, like the damage racking of this character should be insane. Recovery, he's able to cover himself with projectiles while landing, and obviously he's going to have those while trying to land as well. He has a lot of drift. His projectiles to cover him, specifically bombs that he can throw down as long as he can pull them out. Down air is not going to be too much of a disjoint, but like if you don't have any good range, it's something that you'll probably trade with quite a bit. So that's just something you'll have to be careful about depending on which character you're playing. Like Zelda's up air will go through Young Link's down air all day. That's something you don't have to worry about. But he could also just have enough aerial drift that it's going to be easy for him to have dodged a lot of characters too. The biggest thing with this character is that he should be fairly light, so I can't imagine that he'll live for very long. And as I mentioned before, he has trouble killing. Like I found myself mostly killing around 140 to 160. There will probably be more consistent kill setups that we'll find with him later on, as well as we'll redefine our edge guarding a lot better. So once we get the edge guarding down better, then I imagine like this character's gonna be killing a lot better, especially once we understand how most of these characters are to recover. So those are just some good things to have padded down. Of course, ledge trapping is be kind of insane with him. You can do the same things that you can do with Link. Of course, the main tools that you're going to lose is how good like Link's sword is, like with the forward tilts, and then just some other options that he had. He does at least have the tether grab though, so that way he can just kind of like throw up bombs so you cover jump, and then if you see them roll, then you can do grab. If they do in place, and you can up B. So all that good stuff is still going to be there for Young Link. So yeah, no, overall, Young Link is, like, when you play him, it's one of those characters that he just kind of feels like a top tier. Like, everything just works. He has, like, a pretty defined weakness of just not being able to kill, but, like, if it's just not being able to kill, you have the speed to deal with any other projectiles for the range, then it's like, yeah, you should be good. It's just how hard is it going to be for him to secure those kills? That's going to determine ultimately with how well he'll perform in the meta. But, like me and many others, I don't think anybody's really thinks this character is going to struggle once this game comes out, unless he gets severely nerfed out at some point. Like, if his mobility got reduced, then this character's kind of somewhat dead. But as long as that doesn't happen, then, no, this character's going to be nuts, and this is the matchup you need to prepare for. So learn how, if you're interested in playing Young Link, I highly recommend that you play Young Link in Melee, just because he functions very similar to the way that he does in Smash Ultimate. It's just, imagine taking a Melee Young Link and then fixing everything and giving him more. That's that's exactly how this young Link plays. Mobility wise, they feel very similar to each other. Um, the other thing I'd recommend too is look a little bit at Toon. Nah, he doesn't really feel the same. I would say look into like the ledge trappings that you had with regular Link in Smash 4, because you can definitely utilize basically almost all of them with Young Link, except of, as I mentioned, anything that involves a sword. Anything that involves a sword, Young Link's not going to kill, nor is he going to have the range for. But take some of the ideas that have already been presented there, just because the ledge mechanics are very similar in that game. So understanding how Link succeeded with that is going to be to your benefit with maining Young Link in this game. So that'll do it for me for now. If you have any more questions about Young Link, please let me know. I did get to play him a couple of times, and I do have one friend that is like hardcore maining him. Like this was his boy. He was so happy when he was announced, and I bet you he'll know a lot more than I do on some more specific things with him. So if there are any specifics, let me know what you want me to know about them. Let me know what characters you want me to cover. There's 75 different characters that we already know that are going to be in this game. Of course, one of them coming out as DLC in the near future. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack with this game, so I'm curious what more people are trending towards trying to learn about more. I did say that I would do an updated K. Rool analysis, so if you guys want me to do that next, I'll be more than happy to. I finally got to play him a lot more, and then, since that video that I made on K. Rool was after the direct happened, so a lot more has been discovered about him since then, so I would be happy to going into details with him. I still think he looks good, and I would love to tell you guys more why, but if you want me to move on to characters I haven't covered yet, be more than happy to go over some of those as well. And as I mentioned in the last video, if you like the content, consider subscribing to listen to more Smash Ultimate things. Leave the video a like. Definitely does help out, I think, with getting this channel noticed a little bit more. The other thing too is if you want to stay updated on what videos I'm doing for the week, definitely follow me on Twitter. I'll keep you guys updated on that. And then also that is where you'll find out when I'm going to be streaming as well. Best way to do it on there. And with that said, yeah, no, the more and more characters that you play, and the more that I'm finding out, it's like the harder it becomes to find a main in this game. Just so many of these characters just play so well, they feel so good, and it's just like, oh god, the wait is so excruciating for this game now. It's just everything feels so good. So many characters feel so much better, and that's just gonna be kind of one of the common themes that you're gonna hear with like everybody playing these characters and people just kind of doing these analysis. Like I know a lot of people just kind of feel that way in general, and it's just going to be kind of exciting to break down these characters more and see like how they can abuse the mechanics more. Like I can't really think of how like Young Link can get better, but I bet you like the traps that they're going to find and like the movement options that they're going to be able to abuse in the future it's going to be insane at some point. So I really look forward to that day. And yeah, that'll do it for me. So with that said, take care everyone.